Well, hello everyone. Welcome to today's broadcast brought to you by Lightning Lisa. And today we're going to finish up that spreadsheet we were doing last week. If you haven't, definitely fill out the form here and you can follow along with the garden that I have and see where each crop is in the process of growing. So let's see. Mm, Oh yeah, let me just okay. Forgot I was gonna put that, but here's the link to sign up. Yep, there's a link. Go ahead and fill out your email, and then you'll have access to see the spreadsheet live. And you'll also be able to view it as well if you want to stay up to date with what's happening in the garden. So last time we were able to, I believe, fill out the form for the cold crops. Um, so let's pull that up. So the May 19th is week 21 of the year. So we're gonna put a P for that. And let's see, since I'm already on it, the week of May 20th is also week 21 of the year. Okay. So we're gonna continue this on the spreadsheet. And it looks like the 24th of May is also that same week. Also that same week. So next is looking up what what day or how long it takes the Amish posh to be harvested. Okay. So it looks like it takes about 74 to 85 days to be harvested. Okay, so the date of harvest is August 12th, 2025. So I'm gonna put August 12. So we're gonna put August 12th for the Amish Posh, which is so that is what week of the month is that? Okay, so that's the 33rd week. So we're gonna put H for harvest. Now, some of this has been growing currently, or it's towards the end of it as well. There's a few Amish Posh still growing in my garden. And this was also a transplant, not a direct seed. Okay, so next up we have the watermelon. So the watermelon was a transplant and it was planted on May 20th. So let's see. And this was growing in a pot. Okay, so it takes about 70 to 100 days to harvest watermelon. And of course, it depends on the seed type. So we're going to say about 70 to 90 days. watermelon came in quite nice this year. And the inside was very had a lot of fruit inside for once. So I had changed up a little bit of the soil and what was inside of it, or inside the soil, as well as giving it more nutrients than I did last year. So I was very excited about seeing those results. Okay, so I'm gonna add the slides back. Okay, so where were we? We were okay, yeah. So here's the Amish posh and watermelon. Okay. And here's the update. Here's the update of when to expect the harvest. And I believe DTM means date of maturity. Let's see. Let's make sure I'm right. Yeah, so DTM means days to maturity. Okay, yeah. So next up is the cayenne peppers and the red pepper. Red pepper should be the bell peppers, or also known as bell peppers. Okay, so all of these were transplants. Okay, yeah. So looking up when is cayenne peppers. So those are still coming in right now. The last few, just waiting for those to turn red so that I can click them off. They have that is 70 to 100 days of maturity. Okay. Okay. So we're gonna look at was this May 20th plus 100 days. August 28th. And this matures in the week of the 34th. So, so a lot of these were supposed to be harvested around the same time, which is interesting and cool. What's next? And then the other cayenne pepper was in the orange bag, and that was planted in on May 24th. So we're gonna look up 100 days from that, which says September 1st, and that is the week of 36. So that's okay. And bell peppers. Bell peppers or red peppers, however you want to call them. Green peppers. So the bell peppers take about 60 to 90 days. 60 to 90 days to mature. I might change this. Yeah, I think I might switch. So, yeah. So, anyway, 60 to 90 days, which is, let's do 90 days from 90 days. Should still be August 18th. Let's make sure. 20 plus 90. Yes, the 18th, which is the week of the 34th for these bell peppers. Okay, so let's change. We're gonna change. Um, okay, so we're gonna change how I present this on the table. So say 4 to 85 days. Okay, yeah, that looks a little bit better. Okay. Yeah. Oh wait. Okay, just making some updates here on the spreadsheet. Okay. Okay, next up is the basil. As you know, basil just endlessly grows. Wait, we have basil and we have a flower called Inus hyssop. Probably am definitely butchering that name. And then next is the Italian eggplant and the Cherokee purple. Yeah, so apparently you can eat the Inus hyssop. It's an edible flower as well as just a regular flower you can grow if you just like the way it looks. And it is nice. It's has like a lavender purple color to it. Okay. So we're gonna update the spreadsheet so you can see where I'm at currently. Okay. yeah, so all these were transplants. So we're gonna update that. Okay, so the basil, I feel like you just play by ear. You're just looking at it grow. But that's one of the ones that just endlessly grows. But for the sake of the spreadsheet, we're gonna still put the numbers. So that takes about 60 to 70 days to grow. 60 to 70 days. And so about 70 plus May 20th is okay, 70. That falls on July 28th. So 7/28. And that is the week of the 30th. Week 30 of the year. So we're gonna put a H for that. Yeah, the basil usually don't take that long to grow. Let's see. Yep, and I do have some more basil in the bag. Yeah, it's a lot of basil. So right now what I'm doing with the basil, since it's just so much basil, I am in the process of drying, letting the basil dry so that it can become like a seasoning. Since I don't eat basil like that, it just makes sense to just dry it out, to dry out let the moisture dry out and let it just become seasoning. So soon I will have basil as my seasoning, and I won't have to buy, basil seasoning at the store because I have some already dried up. And the same goes for the cayenne peppers. There's just so much cayenne peppers, so we're letting that dry as well, and I'll have some dry crushed red peppers as well. But if you have some ideas of what to make with some of these plants, definitely write in the comments. Yeah, so and the other basil was planted on May 24th. So May 24th plus about 70 days. It gets me at August 12th. So a couple days later from July 28th. And that's week of the 33. So this is the other basil. Okay. Okay, so the Inus high set. So, and this is how I spelled it. You can see it on the screen, but that's how I'm pronouncing it. But anyways, so And I also want to look up to see if some of these plants were perennials, if I could grow it again. Um, but I'm not sure. I probably could, but that sounds like a problem to figure out next year. As far as whether or not I could keep some of these plants and it'll just regrow the following season, that would be awesome. Because that way I won't have to like replant some of this stuff. But here we are. So it's 65 to 90 days to harvest this flower. Yeah, it's a nice plant. So I'm sure the bees enjoy getting some of the pollen from that flower. So yeah, 65 to 90 days. Um, um, oh, I missed the bell pepper. We already did that one, so that one takes 60 to 90 days. Where's the bell pepper? Oh, here it is. Okay. 90 days from the 24th. Guess I didn't do that yet. Falls on August 22nd. Okay, makes sense. August 22nd for these flowers. Okay, and from May 20th plus 90 days is August 18th. Okay, so apparently I didn't put when the harvest is. The harvest for the August 22nd is the 34th week. So let's put harvest. Let's put on some music. Okay, next is the Italian eggplant. So that one. Eggplant. Italian eggplant takes 55 to 85 days to mature, with most varieties ready to harvest between 65 to 80 days. We're gonna go with 65 to 85. Okay, so 65, 80 days. So we're gonna do 80 days plus May 20th. Wait, so that should be August 8th. August 8th. Yeah, let's do that one. Yeah, August 8th. And the other one would be August 12th. Okay, let's make sure these numbers is right. Should be, because it's just 10 minus the 90 days. Yeah, August 8th, which is the 32nd week of the year. And then August 20, May 24th plus 80 should give us August 12th, which is what week is that? It didn't give me the week. Probably the week of the 32nd. But let's look it up. Make sure. Okay. Okay, so week of should be the 33rd week. It's August 12th. Okay, so I'm gonna put H there. Yep. Okay. Next up is our tomatoes. We have the Cherokee purple and the black cherry. The black cherry was really delicious, if I have to say so myself. Um, yeah, the black cherry tomatoes was very sweet. Like it was a tomato like I had never eaten before. So let's see. So the Cherokee purple takes, let's see. Cherokee purple tomato takes about 75 to 90 days to mature, with some sources indicating a range of 80 to 90 days. We're gonna go with 80 to 90. Those tomatoes are still growing as well, so it's just like constantly reproducing. So 80 to 90 days. Probably don't need days in here. Okay, we are almost done. So 90 days. So it should be August 20th. Let's see. This falls in the week of the 34th. Okay. That's when we harvest our Cherokees. So a lot of this should have been the black Cherokee. No, not black Cherokee. The black cherry tomatoes. Those are, I would highly recommend trying those out. Okay, so when I type in like cherry, it thinks I'm talking about the cherries. Although in Michigan we do grow cherries. I did not get the cherry tree. So let's see if I put tomato after the black cherry. Okay. Now I get better results. It takes about 65 days. And with some sources saying 64 to 72 days to mature. So we're going to go with 65 to 72 days to mature. Okay. So 72 days from May 24th? 72 days. That is August 4th. Which is the week of the 32. Let's see if I'm right. Yep. 32 week. Yep, and last but not least, we have the Asian eggplant. And the Asian eggplant takes I was able to grow one eggplant for sure. I have to see which one it was. But So chat thinks I'm talking about, and I don't even know if this really comes from overseas, this particular eggplant. But it says it takes about 50 to 80 days. So that's August 22nd to see, expect to see to harvest this. August 22nd. August 22nd. So that is the week of the 34th to see some action. And those were transplants as well. And we have finished the harvest part in that. Yeah, we finally finished that. So, which is awesome. So we finished the bed level 2. I'm gonna center this. I'm gonna center the. Here it is. Okay, so we're gonna take a picture of this and share it. Okay. All right, so got the screenshots, and we're gonna trying to update these real quick. Okay, so we're gonna remove this from sharing, and okay, I'm gonna re-upload what I want to share again. Oh, wow. Okay. Okay. Stream still going strong here. Was Yeah, let's add some like and share. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you subscribe. Okay, so what is this? Yes, this is where we ended, where we were going through the tomatoes and the eggplants. And here you'll see we fill out the table here. I switched where I was noting the days to actually the DTM column, which makes more sense. And then the harvest date is the actual date of the harvest, or when we should expect harvest. Now, it will make sense for me to put in when I actually harvest these, but that's a lot of work, and I don't feel like going through my pictures to figure out when these were actually harvested. But more or less, some of these were harvested. And then here's the later half of that, where you can see the cayenne peppers, and the Asian eggplant, which I don't think actually grew. I had to check to see what eggplant I grew, but it looked like a regular eggplant to me. So, and yeah, definitely check out the black cherry. Don't sleep on those tomatoes. Those are really good if you want a different variety. And some of these I didn't get to try, like my watermelon. I didn't get to try it, but I heard it was really good. And oh, and then lastly, for this season, if you also download or fill out the form to get the spreadsheet, or to have access to view the spreadsheet rather. But yeah, once you sign up, you'll also be able to see the irrigation system that I used. So I tried to take notes on the size of the bucket that I bought, which was a 3 liters. So one of those buckets you can get from the hardware store. And typically I have to refill those maybe once a week. I'm still trying to figure out the exact number of how much water came um out of the bucket. Because there was like a certain formula, because I took notes of how many drip stakes I was utilizing. So, there's a certain number or equation I can use to figure out exactly how much water to anticipate of utilizing for each day and week. But if you don't feel like doing all that math, the device that I utilize definitely just beeps every time that the bucket is empty. And what I did is just go and refill my bucket up, which was usually about once a week, which was much better than utilizing what was I using? I was using water bottles to water my plants. So, yeah. So other than that, that is all about the garden so far. Definitely like, share, and subscribe, and write in the comments about something that you found most interesting from today's discussion.